Now there's blood on the city's hands once again. So up first, I'm going to welcome Latree to speak on behalf of the Mitchell family.
Thanks for joining us. We are at a press conference after the police killing just happened a few days ago. We're outside the RNC. This is where the march started on the day one, and we're about maybe 3 miles from the site.
To everyone for coming out and supporting the family. It's been 2.5 weeks now since Devontae's murder. For those of you that don't know, on Sunday, June 30th, 2024, the employees at the Hyatt Hotel killed my cousin, Devontae L. Mitchell. There's a video. At first, I want everybody to know that initially they tried to sweep this underneath the rug. The media, the story that the Hyatt gave the media was that a man came into the Hyatt causing a nuisance, and when police arrived, he was unresponsive. They forgot to mention that they beat the hell out of him until he died, and that he was begging for his life. Thankfully, a passerby who happened to be passing by when she heard all of the commotion caught it on video. She caught the last few minutes of my cousin.
Move this cart. I don't know who's coming.
Yeah, that's ours.
Yeah, I just need to sneak through this little space.
We've been pushing hard, and because of the help from the media and the community, we finally got, the police captain to reach out to us. We got, some cooperation from the DA, and the Hyatt has been making statements, but they have not reached directly out to the family. Even though we made some progress, we still need to continue to do hard pushes because the DA is now saying that it's going to take, I think, 3 weeks before any charges can be filed because they're waiting on autopsy results. So until then, we will continue to march, we will continue to protest because no one should be comfortable until some arrests and charges have been made. I'm going to introduce my cousin, Darrell, Devontae's brother, to speak.
Can you tell us your name again, ma'am?
I'm Latresa Giles, Latrisa Giles, Giles, and I'm Devontae's first cousin.
Yes, my name is Darrell Giles, Earrellgiles. They murdered my brother at the Hyatt Hotel here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 333 Kilbourne Street. They murdered my brother. They stood on him for 15 minutes. They beat on him for 15 minutes. That's unacceptable. We need justice, and we're looking for justice for my brother. So please, everybody, the community, we need everybody to reach out, because this is a tragedy, and we will not stand for it.
My name is Naisha Mitchell. Devontae was my brother. I was his big sister. We are definitely going to keep fighting for justice here. We appreciate all you guys' support. We just ask for the community to keep on coming out here with us, keep standing with us until we get some answers. No one has been charged. No one has been arrested. They're saying that they're waiting on autopsy results, but we saw the video. We all saw the video. Why do we need autopsy results to determine if these people need to be arrested or convicted of a crime? We saw them murder him in broad daylight. We need answers, and we want it now, and we need justice now.
So as you can see, there's been an interruption in the process of justice because of the RNC. It's gotten in the way of justice for the family of Devontae Mitchell. So up next we have another representative. You want to speak?
I'm Samantha Mitchell, Devontae's first cousin, Samantha Mitchell. I just want to echo the thoughts of the charges that have not been filed yet. There were only four charges referred to the DA's office, but there were more than 4 people who were involved in his death. It started from the inside of the Hyatt. My family saw that footage from the inside, and it continued outside. So it wasn't just those 4 people that you saw, that some of us saw on the video, who are responsible for ending his life. And I want to call out to the Milwaukee community. We need to see more of you out here with us. We want you all marching with us. This is our city. This is somebody here. I've seen many people from our community marching for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all of those people, but this is someone local, and we need to stick together. We need to stand together, stand with us, stand with the other family who's out here as well, and keep pushing for justice, and we'll see y'all, you know, marching with us as we continue this fight for justice.
Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell!
Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell!
Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell!
When do we want it?
Now!
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 We literally do that chant every time we see each other now. It sucks. In real life, it really sucks. That's how I greet my family now. His mother, his brother, his sister, his other brother, his other cousin. Milwaukee isn't so small. It isn't. They try to make us small, but we're not. We won the NBA championship. We got the RC. I don't even care. I don't even care what it's called. Because it doesn't show compassion for my family, other families. There was a tragedy a couple years ago that was literally catty corner to the Hyatt. Literally, black man killed by law enforcement for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But I thought this was the land of the free. I don't get it. Since when does not being the richest or not being the palest or not having a suit on, or like, when does that matter? Like, when does life become about who's better than the next, or who's the most and who's the least? Like, I don't get it. I never in a million years thought it to be my family. I never thought every week we'll be doing some type of protest, some type of march, some type of like shed some type of light on this situation. They come here and make money off our city, but when we hurting and we need them, they not there. They turn their back on us. At this point, we on the outside. They probably watching us from their beautiful binoculars and fine wine glasses and going on about their life. But we got to remember those seconds, those moments where I had to see my cousin's body on Facebook, Instagram. But I didn't see it enough on CNN, Fox, all these local or big or wherever I never. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to continue to make noise. Sometimes you can be distracted, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be here. We've been here. We're not going anywhere. He really doesn't know I'm probably the loudest one in my family, to be honest. I'm trying to be cool. I'm really trying to be cool, to be honest. But the best thing I can say right now is to just probably like outdo him and say simple: justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell!
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 When do we want it?
Now!
When do we want it?
Now!
When do we want it?
Now!
And you know what? We have to pay the same respects to the family that's also here supporting us. Sam Sharpe, same situation. Treated as if he didn't matter. He mattered to us. We just want you to understand he could have been your family member. He could have been your brother, your cousins. He could have been your loved one. He could have been the same color as you. He could have been your pet dog. People care more about pets than they about humans these days. It's crazy. They care more about that.
So we just gonna continue to be here and ask, just ask. We not begging, but we asking. If you got any type of compassion, any love, any type of morals for life, you'll respect the fact that we all need you. We gotta stand here together. They don't hear us until we all chant. They don't hear it. We can be louder than them any given day. We obviously still produce, and we coming stronger every time. So until we get justice, I'm going to continue to say, justice for who? Justice for who? Samuel Sharpe? Justice for who? 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 Because it's about all of us, not just one. That reach all of us in a different way. We all brothers and sisters out here. We are. No matter what they tell you, it's us against them. They gonna keep making rules. We gonna have to keep breaking rules. Because they're breaking all the codes of ethics. All of them. And my name is Carl Harris. Karlhars. First cousin of Devontae Mitchell. Now a new friend of Mr. Sam Sharpe. And we're going to get through this together. Thank y'all.
Thank you to Devontae's family. Up next, I'm going to welcome Katrina, aunt of Sam Sharpe. Katrina.
My name is Katrina Gaines. My name is Katrina Gaines, Katrina Games. I'm here on behalf of my nephew for his mother's sake. The video that everyone see of my nephew, they see him holding knives. You know the media is going to just blow that up. But my nephew was being beat down by the guy that he had those knives on yesterday. He came to my sister's house yesterday morning telling us that this guy is picking on him. Now most people that know Sam Sharpe, they know that he has MS and his gait is unbalanced. And so we told him, just come on home. You don't have to be down there. So he said, well, my dog is there. He loved that dog. He loved animals. So he went down to get the dog. He stopped at someone's house, as far as we know, and they gave him 2 paring knives, from what we were told, because he said how those guys had stomped and beat him. He went to the police. They didn't do anything about it. He went down to get his dog, and the guy that he was fighting started antagonizing him, knowing that he really couldn't walk. So he was so angry because they was trying to mess with his tent, mess with him, mess with his dog. He just got tired of it. He wanted to be on his own with his MS. He didn't want us to feel like we had to take care of him or burden him. He told us all that God told him to go and help in that community. And that's what he did. Now, when he was younger, he did have some issues and he made some mistakes, but he lived his life for 13, 14 years without no police involvement or anything. My nephew just wanted to get his dog and come home. This guy who he was fighting was antagonizing him. And I hope he feels really good, because messing with this guy who has MS, who is crippled, who has lesions on his brain, and for you to mess with him like that, and then he was laughing and taunting at him because he knew he couldn't catch him. And he thought it was funny. And the police, they seen what they seen. And when they were asking him to stop, we as a family knows that he was trying to catch his balance to stop the turn, because if you know him, and there are people that know him, know that he doesn't even walk well. He can barely go up 3 flights of steps. But for the police to just shoot him like that, 27 bullets, come on, and you shot my nephew like that. You shot him. It didn't take all of that. If he was someone else, if he was a different race, and I hate to bring race in this because I have all races in my family, but you wouldn't have killed him like that. You wouldn't have shot him like that. 27 bullets, and all this he was doing was trying to protect himself. He went to the police and they did nothing. And now my nephew is shot. He is shot and he is dead, and it is just horrible. Because it was just too much. They could have at least tased him or something. But they just gunned him down because it was just another fucking nigger they can shoot. And that's how I feel about it. And I'm sorry to even have to say those words, but that's how I feel. You shot him like that. You could have just tased him. You ran up on him and you shot him. You didn't even give him a chance to stop. If you look at that video, he didn't even get 2 seconds to pause and stop. And if they would have at least just waited and seen, they would have seen his gait was unbalanced. He wouldn't have been shot like that. They could have tased him. They didn't have to kill him. I just can't say that.
Hello, can y'all hear me? Yes. This really don't make no sense, y'all.
What's your name, sister?
My name is Angelique Sharpe. I'm Sam Sharpe's sister. ANGELIQUE. Sharpe. First of all, this Bible, and that Bible that my sister holding, this is all that's left for Sam, besides his dog that they took. Let me tell you about this Bible. He gave it to me 10 months ago. When he moved out the house, he said that Jehovah told him to come down here with the other brothers, the houseless and unsheltered brothers and sisters of ours, to let them know that Jehovah wanted them to know that he hadn't forgotten about them and that he loved them and that he wanted to come down and pray with them and be a part of the community like Jesus did. And I didn't understand. And Sam opened up this Bible because I have a lot of trauma, race relations trauma. And he opened up this Bible and showed me a scripture. And he said, Angelique, I need you to know this. He said, I know you're angry, but he said, God is impartial. God only see your heart. He don't see color. And I said, Sam, but the world do. And it's hard. It's hard to try to see through God's eyes. But he said, Angelique, vengeance belongs to God. It belongs to Jehovah. And that's something that really stuck with me. And so I think about my brother, and I think about what's all been happening. First of all, would you hold this so I could just speak for a second? Yeah, so what I need y'all to know is my brother called home. First of all, we visited him on a regular basis. He called home on Saturday. I was on a nap. My mother called me. I missed her call. The second time I answered her call, posted this on my Facebook. The police have not contacted us. Asked not one question. Everything that they're doing is one-sided. They're sitting here, building up an investigation, talking to the perpetrator. A man that's been premeditating murdering my brother. I called my brother. It's on the call log. It's on my phone, in my purse, and it's on the Facebook. You can't make that up. My mother told me, and she was hysterical. She said, Angelique, Sam just called me. He told me that there's a guy down in the camp that promised that he's going to kill him, his dog, and burn up his tent. And he's fearful about it. And it's serious. You need to call him. I called my brother. Again, this is on a call log, on my Facebook, on my phone. Police have not contacted me. Asked not one question at all. I don't know how y'all do an investigation without y'all putting video out here. Now, there's two sides to a fence. We know that, right? So there's a side where you can have video with no context. But then you can also have an investigation with no video, right? So we're saying, yeah, we want the full investigation. My brother, well, I called him and I said, Sam, what's going on? He repeated the same thing to me about this guy. He said, he was like, Angelique, I don't want you involved. You don't need to get involved. You don't need to call the police, anything. He was like, if this guy run up on me, I'm going to have to protect myself. So you have a video of a man that's defending himself. That, again, like my aunt said, has multiple sclerosis.
Right.
He has lesions on his brain and on his spine. He is documented, fully documented, went to doctor appointments. If you know about MS, you know that this throws off your sensation, your balance. My brother could not walk. He was not launching. My brother was stumbling forward. And if you look at the shadow video, he was stumbling forward. And on the video, that was edited and it was paused. We want the whole video for one. Okay? Because again, these guys, that guy knew that my brother was not, he wasn't physically stealth enough to actually physically fight him. A child, an elderly person will bring a weapon. If someone approached you and tried to fight you, they didn't have guns, they didn't have shirts on. Sam was known not to wear a shirt. But this is not being properly investigated. It is highly disrespectful. And what's also hurtful is that this is a city that me, my aunt, we work hard in for our community. To have people come from the outside that don't know nothing about this community. You don't know, these are veterans, other people with mental health, physical ailments, different things that are going on. Without the proper training, how do you just address the situation without fully getting the information? I do believe that not only the issue that they had could have been addressed and handled properly, but they could have shot in the air. If a bullet went off right now, everybody in here was scattered. Why would they put a bullet in the air and let them scatter and figure out what's happening? Or a taser is too many things, too many scenarios that we think could have de-escalated the situation. Again, my brother did not have time to respond, or he never had time to even turn around. When you emotional, your adrenaline is high, you feel like your life is threatened, and you face to face confront with somebody, and me and this guy was confronted with someone, and you coming from back here somewhere, yelling, we can't hear you. Neither one of them turned around and heard those commands. And you wouldn't have either. And I want y'all to remember, all of y'all up there, all of y'all out here that are parents, when your kids grow up and they get into an altercation and they feel like they got to protect themselves, because we live in a country where everybody wants to protect themselves, how do you want to walk up on a situation watching your child in an altercation with someone else? How would you want that situation to be handled? Because by the police, because there's no way you're going to tell me you want it to be handled like that. There's not no officer, it ain't no mayor, it ain't no chief of police that's going to tell me that you would want a situation to be escalated like that did not have a gun. Talking about this is an immediate threat to life. How do we know if the police killed the perpetrator or the victim here? How do we know? We're sick of this. We're tired of it. We want answers. And for now, all I'm going to say is we appreciate every single person that's come out day after day, that supported our family. We love Sam. We're going to always advocate for him. Y'all not going to make him out to be a knife-wielding criminal, because that's not who he was. The streets know him. The police don't. Y'all don't get to tell the story and tell the narrative. We're going to tell it. We're sick of it. And today, that narrative stops today. It stops today. Sam was not that guy. He was not that guy. We grew up in Germantown. We went to predominantly white schools. We dealt with racism our whole life. My father was a drafted, Sam Sharpe Jr. was a drafted Vietnam veteran who fought for his country. Probably half of the reason why half of these people here is because our dad answered that call to the Vietnam War. He couldn't even community. Coming here thinking that y'all gonna dispose of our loved ones, you're not gonna do it. You're simply just not gonna do that here. I would rather have had the Milwaukee Police Department, who know the people of this community, to have at least had an opportunity to address this situation before people who have no ties to this community and don't care nothing about our extended family members down there. I'm done.
Say his name. Samuel Sharpe. Say his name. Samuel Sharpe. Say his name. Samuel Sharpe. Devontae Mitchell. Say his name. Devontae Mitchell. Say his name. Devontae Mitchell. Say his name. Devontae Mitchell. Nothing but love and solidarity to the Mitchell family, to the Sharpe family. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to lead another family-friendly, peaceful march. We're going to get within sight and sound of the Hyatt where Devontae Mitchell was murdered. And we're not going to let this get swept under the rug. We're going to get justice for Devontae. We're going to get justice for Sam. Yeah. Okay.
Again, if you're just joining.
Give it up for Brian. Sorry. We're going to hear from Brian Verdi.
Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. I am the Education Chair of the Milwaukee Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression. And these issues have everything to do with racism and repression. The main thread that goes through the issue of Devontae Mitchell and Samuel Sharpe is racism. And we in Milwaukee know about racism quite well. Yesterday, we actually had a chance to celebrate a victory in the midst of all of this madness in Milwaukee. I know we're going to be so glad when them folks leave our town, our horrible city. But as you can tell, we got a lot of great leaders in Milwaukee, But yesterday, the Milwaukee Police Association decided to throw in the towel on their efforts to keep us from having video released to the families within 48 hours and to the community with 15 days. Give it up for that. It took us 3 years to win that fight. And 15 months ago, we stood right out here by the bench named after Dontre Hamilton, and we celebrated for one night. And the very next day, the Milwaukee Police Association filed an injunction to try to stop the community from seeing video within 48 hours and 15 days. And we knew that was wrong. So it's called Standard Operation Procedure 575. And Chief Norman said he was going to abide by that. So we expect him to keep his word, because only last night someone was in a shootout with the Milwaukee police. So the family should be able to see that video within 48 hours. Our community should be able to see that video within 15 days. And we expect Chief Norman to abide by his word. That's right. Finally, I want to thank all of the families, especially today, the family of Mitchells and the family of Sharpe family. It's that kind of families that are not afraid. They're not afraid to take on this fight, and they know that an injury to one is an injury to all. What affects their family affects our family. So I want to shout out the families that were involved in making sure that we helped pass Standard Operation Procedure 575. And if I miss any names, comrades from the Milwaukee Alliance, please help me out. And you can repeat the names after me. The first name is the family of Dontre Hamilton. The other family, Samuel Rodriguez. Alvin Cole. Jay Anderson Jr. Larry Jody Jenkins. Breon Green. Sylvia Therion. Earl Lawson. Joel Acevedo. Roberto Zielinski. Keyshawn Thomas. Now, there's two other families that stepped forward. Interesting about these cases, they weren't murdered by the police or disregarded by the jail people, the jail cell people, but two families of Diamond Arbery and Bobby Brown Jr. Their families came forward because they wanted to see the video too, and the police told them they couldn't see the video because it was under investigation. And if you call the police, They say it's under investigation. It's under investigation for a year. It's under investigation for 2 years. It's under investigation forever. And these families get no answers from the Milwaukee Police Department. So that's something that else had to change.
Shame! Shame!
I spoke with the mother of Larry Jody Jenkins, who was viciously shot by the same cop that brutally beat up Frank Jr. many years ago. I spoke with Miss Jenkins today, and she said, you know, Brian, we got a whole lot of more work to do. And I said, you're not lying. Because the same thing that goes for the Milwaukee Police Department that has to release video, we got to get that jail that is under no supervision other than the chief or the sheriff herself. There's no accountability at the jail. We want video released by the jail, too, when there's a crime committed there. And what we say in the Milwaukee Alliance, I want y'all to help me out. Truth, transparency in the whole damn video. Truth, transparency in the whole damn video. Truth, transparency in the whole damn video. So we can, very good. So I want to thank again all of the people that signed our petitions, over a couple thousand people that signed the petitions to bring about Standard Operating Procedure 575, all of the organizations that help us picket, the Milwaukee Police Association, and all of the families of all of the people that we just named to thank you. I just want to thank you. And we also got to stop, speaking of more work to do, we got to stop these stupid police chases. They talk about reckless driving. Well, there's no more reckless driving than these police chasing people through the communities. And a lot of people have been killed and hurt because of that. Again, just the other day, and thank God they didn't die. So again, some of you might want to ask, well, why did it take Chief Norman so long yesterday? We waited for hours for Chief Norman to come to the press conference. And with my suspicious mind, I'm sure they had to get their story straight. They had, you know, it always begins with the cover-up. Right. And what did they say? What did Chief Norman say? And what did the mayor say after him? That they saved a life. Hell no, they took a life. That's right. They took a life. They didn't save a life. They took a life. That's right. So again, families, thank you. Thank you for standing up and knowing that an injury to one is an injury to all. We're going to fight these fights together. And the Milwaukee Alliance, you should know, we don't make any moves unless you give us the approval. So we don't move without you. We're gonna move together. We're gonna move in unity. And united we stand. Divided we fall. United we stand. Divided we fall. United we stand. Divided we fall. All right, everybody. Peace. All right. We're gonna march. All right.
Again, if you're just joining, we are at the site where police shot and killed Samuel Sharpe Jr. This is a press conference where we learned a little more context. I'm going to try to recap that for you in a second here. Try to add some things we heard while we were on the ground talking to people. Anyways, I'm not sure if we're going to be following this much. This so, as you heard, Samuel Sharpe Jr., well-known community member, was houseless by choice. His family members were here. They said that Samuel had MS and didn't want to burden his family, even though they kept saying he wasn't a burden. For anybody who has a family member who's terminally ill, are we going on this? Okay. Let's keep walking. Anybody who's ever had a family member who's terminally ill, you might have had that conversation. I know that it struck me really hard. I know that I have family members who are terminally ill and wanted to basically do the same thing, just not be a burden. They're our family members. So when I heard that really hit me. But so he had MS. They're saying that and then we heard this too. So we were there. We were on the ground. We were listening to the community members talk about Samuel, talk about the events. They're saying this person was trying to fight Samuel all day for days. It was like ongoing beef, they called it. And it would have been settled. They're like, hey, don't just settle it later. Like, don't worry about it now. But this just kept going. This person was at him all the time. So the story we heard here from the family was that Samuel went and had gotten protection because he has MS. He can't move that quickly. He can't protect himself that quickly. They're very clear that he has lesions on his brain. And, so that's why that was happening. And so when the police were reacting, they're saying that Samuel was protecting himself from this person who's been attacking him for a long time. And what they were seeing was him trying to defend himself. That's why they're asking for the full video from the beginning to the end. And also, they're saying when you watch the video, it looks like Samuel is trying to move. They say Samuel had no real balance, and he was actually just trying to right himself in that moment because the way he moved, like he doesn't move very well. And so that's what we heard, and it all rings pretty. I mean, from being on the ground, talking to community members, that's what they're saying too. And so it's devastating. And that's what the family's members now saying, like, where's the investigation? They said no police have talked to them. Their loved one's been killed. No police have not communicated with them at all. And so we're gonna go ahead and follow this march. I don't think that it's gonna be too long. I'm not exactly sure though. We're gonna just follow it. Again, thanks for joining us. We're here at the Republican National Convention, which is actually behind us. There's a big security zone. If you were watching this earlier, this is actually where that first march we were at started. And thanks for joining us. We're here at the Republican National Convention, where the police who are brought in, from the to provide protection have murdered Samuel Sharpe Jr. That story of all that, the family is saying there needs to be context to what was going on. That people don't understand what Samuel had been dealing with until those days. These constant sort of attacks by this individual. And so what was being seen was actually Samuel trying to defend himself after days of attacks. And again, we were there. We were hearing about that person had been at him for a while. And everything we heard about Samuel was it was a good, seemed like a really well-known community member who who lived there, was kind. Everyone seemed to love them. There was one gentleman who said they had just met Samuel a couple of days ago and were just appalled of how kind he was and how good his heart was. He was like, this person's such a good person, and I could see the confusion of losing him after just meeting him. He was kind of like wrestling with it, like trying to figure out what he could have done to change the circumstances of what happened. And again, those watching who do have loved ones who have been taken to police, you're kind of seeing this happen too, where these families are coming together with this shared experience of a loved one taken by authority figures who are supposed to protect them. So we're marching. I'm not sure how long, I don't know how far, but we're going to go ahead and follow the march. We're on the right-hand side, moving down, I think, Water Street, heading north on Water Street. We're about around the other side of the river from the convention center itself. As we were at the visual as well, you can look back. We're live for a short time at the visual. There's a lot of people who came and gave offerings at the site where the visual was set up. Family members, people who kept saying that Samuel was their brother, and there was a lot of people. Obviously it was just like people who knew him well enough to feel that he was family. Were coming and making offerings, and that's that person was. Again, in our description, we keep saying he was a well-known houseless person, and that is really what we're hearing, is that this person was a kind of a pillar of that community, of the houseless community. And if, again, our relatives, a lot of us are houseless, we're working in those communities, and then what they're saying here, this community, lots of veterans, lots of mental illness, but also that's where they're at. Everyone knows that's where they're at, and these police officers are here from out of town. Were the ones who had done that. And I'm going to describe how it was described to me by witnesses who saw it happen. And so just bear with me. So the witnesses that we were there told us that the police opened fire. This person is upset that people are in the street. Just yelling at people because people are in the street. I don't know. Anyways, person's life is lost and people are in the street. I don't know. That's what happens. But that when the police opened fire on Samuel, that all the police officers opened fire at the same time. And the way that the person we spoke to talked about is they said they walked their fire down on Samuel. So as they were firing, they all walked towards his body, emptying their clips on his body. And then then we were told, and this is where I'm interested to see if this full footage is ever released of the aftermath, was that there was 20 to 30 people in the park, because again, people hang out in the park. They're just hanging out in the park in the corner in chairs. After the police emptied their pistols, turned on the crowd, they told us that they heard clicks as though the police tried to continue firing. There's no footage of that. There's no way to verify that. But that's what they were told. We were told by two different people who were there, who told us they were there. And so I am interested, like the family said, that there was a before and there was an after of this event, and there's also the context of what was happening before any of this ever occurred. And all of those things should play into what occurred. And they seem very hurt that their family member is being turned into what they've heard is a knife-wielding criminal, when he was a person who was disabled, who was terminally ill, who had chosen to live in this community to help people. And somebody had taken to start harassing him, so much so that the sister was saying there was evidence of this harassment on their Facebook. They're communicating about how to help Samuel go through this moment. And Samuel had been given two paring knives earlier in the day to protect himself from what sounded like some friends who were concerned for him. And that's what he had those. And when the altercation happened, he was defending himself, defending himself, and whatever you saw, that was what was going on. And if you look at that video, what they're referring to is like his first step seems very off balance. It seems like an awkward step. When I saw it, I was like, that's an awkward step. I don't know how to explain it. If you watch it, you'll see it. All right, hold on. Okay, let's get on the sidewalk. So we're going to the Hyatt. I think it's right across the river here on the left. We're almost there. But and they said that was because he has severe MS. Sounded like 13, 14 years into it, and didn't really have any balance left. Couldn't really walk very well. And so what they said was, when you're seeing him, what looks like him lunging towards the person, it's actually him trying to regain his balance because his balance is so bad. And that's what they say it occurred. And again, that's what we're hearing, And I think so it's important. I think that in time, hopefully, all this context and everything is provided so people understand what happened completely. But that's what we're hearing. And they're chanting truth, transparency, the whole damn video. I guess they were trying to get the city to release body cam faster. And in this case, they released it really quickly. Although they were saying they didn't release the full body cam, and they felt that section was slightly edited. But I don't know. That's what they were saying. Slightly edited. That first step was paused for a second or something. I couldn't watch it over and over again. It was a very disturbing video. So I think we're going to go to the Hyatt. Yeah, you can see there's a giant police presence in the Hyatt up ahead. And I assume because we're actually in the security zone now. We crossed it over when we went to over the bridge. And there's layers of the security zone. I think we're still in like the softer part of the security zone, but a little bit to your left, the way you're watching, is where the convention's actually occurring. There's a much harder. Yeah, you can see a bunch of officers on horses here around the corner. And so we're about to probably see a lot of police forces as we get closer to the Hyatt, because again, I think the Hyatt probably has delegates staying in it.
officers, once we get the sign, we'll keep it moving, all right? Devontae Mitchell. Justice for Devontae Mitchell. Justice for Devontae Mitchell. Back up. Move. Media, back up. All right, here's a good one. It's going to be back up, back up. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cats. We don't need them,
All right, so let's go ahead and move quickly into the intersection here so we can look down. So we're going to look, if you look to your left, to the left is a bunch of horse police. You can see the hard zone of the convention just a block away with a bunch of police lined up as well. You'll have to zoom, man. We can just, if you want to zoom, we can move to the corner so we can stop moving. And we're walking towards. Here, let's follow me a second. And so we're walking towards, I think, the Hyatt, which is one of these buildings. I don't know. And you can see there's a giant line of police waiting for the march to get there. Again, and you can see it's a hard zone, so there's a hard fence that we're walking towards. Yeah, you can see the police on horses. Again, get those animals off those horses. Very common. So we're gonna. We're going to be heading towards here. And again, from my understanding, we're going to rally in front of the Hyatt. So the head is the Hyatt. Devontae, another justice for Devontae Mitchell here, was killed at the Hyatt by authorities there. So that's what they're heading this march to right now. And we'll be, I'm not sure what they plan to do when they get there. I'm assuming we'll probably rally and talk more about the justice they're hoping to get, what they're hoping that could be different from the now, I guess. And so we'll be heading there, and then we'll see exactly what happens next. Again, this is the security zone, and you're about to see the hard security zones. There's like 2 security zones around the RNC. One's like, you cross a line, you're in it, your sort of rights melt away. National Special Security event. You really don't have any rights once you enter this area. It's like the highest federal jurisdiction for security possible. And so right now we're about to see probably a whole bunch of different police, from different agencies. And more likely, if the Hyatt's any further in, they're not going to let people get closer. So we're going to go ahead and walk over here, and we'll show you the fences. So you have these police officers. All right, so they're saying they're supposed to be allowed to go right, but there's even a much bigger presence of police, I think, down to the right. Yeah, so it looks like there's so you have this line of cops here, and then off in the distance, they have a huge, other huge crew waiting. And again, these are all different agencies. So you're going to have, you got the Sheboygan police are here hanging out, You got state troopers from Tennessee. Tennessee state troopers are here. And so he's got they're from everywhere, and they're working in a giant collaboration to police this event. Just multiple agencies. From my understanding, those outside agencies were supposed to not leave the security zone. And that's another reason why people were very upset, is that the police officers who shot Samuel were from Ohio. And they're still trying to figure out why they were there. There's questions that we were hearing earlier. Maybe they've been answered. So definitely take a look for yourselves. The internet's. Let's get closer and listen to the speakers. Is it all police by that overhang? Underneath that overhang, see it? To the left, Starbucks, left-hand side building. I can't see it. There's a Starbucks awning. Yeah, underneath that Starbucks awning. Yeah, it looks like a bunch. I can't tell. His head's in the way.
Let the Hyatt hear you. Say his name! Say his some more noise. Black Lives Matter! 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 Almost. Black Lives Matter! Hold up, y'all. Hold up. All right. Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
It looks like the organizers are waiting for some sort of signal to be able to move. It looks like there's some sort of communication that happened there because there was like a standstill and now the march is moving again. Moving towards the Hyatt, which I assume is going to be very high security level because they're going to have actual delegates and other important people maybe in there, or people who are important to the society structure that we're watching play out right now. And so we're heading there.
Justice for who? Justice for who? Justice for who? Justice for who? Say his name. What's his name? Don't forget about who? Don't forget about who? Don't forget about who?
We have more police officers there in green uniforms, which usually shows like some sort of special unit. But again, they're just all here, so there's gonna be like different units, different groups, different flags on their shoulders.
Police! No peace! No peace! No racist! Police! No racist! Police! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Yeah, so underneath the Starbucks awning on the left, you have a whole bunch of police officers. Looks like bike cops. You have the bike helmets. That's super geared out. I don't see a lot of like equipment. We do have side bags, but I don't know what's in there. People are calling it to slow down, stop.
Devontae Mitchell. Say his name. Justice for who? Justice for who? Devontae Mitchell. 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 We're going to listen to the family real quick, so pay attention, all right? Be mindful of the family.
I want everyone over here in this area near this Hyatt to know that on Sunday, June 30th, 2.5 weeks ago, the employees of this Hyatt Hotel right here at 333 West Kilbourne Avenue killed my cousin Devontae Mitchell. And they tried to sweep it underneath the rug. They did not know that Devontae had family. The media tried to say that he came in here causing a nuisance, and when police arrived that he was unresponsive. They forgot to say that the employees of the Hyatt Hotel here beat the hell out of him for almost 15 minutes until he died. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
We just want you guys to know, who's ever staying at this hotel, you guys are staying with some murderers, okay? They murdered my brother in broad daylight 2 weeks ago, and we still have no justice, no arrest, no nothing, no charges, anything. We waiting on our autopsy result. Who cares about the autopsy result? We saw what happened. We saw what they did to him. Why do we have to wait for autopsy results? We want justice, and we want it now.
We want it now.
No justice?
No peace.
No justice?
No peace.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Right now. Right now. What's his name?
Devontae Mitchell.
Say it loud.
Devontae Mitchell.
Say it louder.
Devontae Mitchell.
Devontae Mitchell.
Devontae Mitchell.
DA
Chisholm, you better be listening. Indict, convict, send those rent-a-cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those rent-a-cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those rent-a-cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
Convict, send those rent-a-cops to jail.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell. That's right, y'all.
Send the Ohio cops to jail too.
We're going to hear, you want to speak a little bit more, Katrina, or are you good? All right, we're going to say Samuel Sharpe, say his name. Samuel Sharpe!
Samuel Sharpe!
Say his name!
Samuel Sharpe!
Say his name!
Samuel Sharpe!
Say his name!
Samuel Sharpe!
Justice for!
Samuel Sharpe!
Justice for!
Samuel Sharpe!
Justice for!
Samuel Sharpe!
Look, y'all, I want to send a clear message. This is Milwaukee, am I right?
Yes.
Milwaukee is a city of freedom fighters. The families look after each other. It's been my pleasure in the Milwaukee Lights to work to bring together the Hamilton family with the Cole family, with the family of the Anderson family, the Green family, the Therion family. And now I'm glad to say that we're bringing together Devontae Mitchell's family with Samuel Sharpe's family. And all together we're going to keep fighting for justice. We won't stop till we get justice. Because justice for one is justice for all. Justice for one.
Justice for all.
Justice for one.
Justice for all.
And we know this, and the reason why the families come together is because they know one truth. An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is
an injury to all.
An injury to one is
an injury to all.
An injury to one
is an injury to all.
An injury to one
is an injury to all.
That's right. Y'all make some noise. Okay. Everyone move a little bit to the right side of the street. We're going to let the family turn around and lead us back to the park, all right? We're not letting us cross Gilbert, so we're going to keep it safe, all right?
All right, let's let the march head back. But again, if you push in a little bit, you can see that that's a hard security zone. 6-foot fences, and there's like countless cops. There'll be so many police officers over there. There's thousands in town, and they're all here to protect this hard zone. So let's go ahead and cycle out. We're going to head back to. Again, we're here for. We got here for the Republican National Convention. We participated in that first march. You can see that live stream as people are walking around, marching around the convention, trying to be seen and heard with sight and sound. I think later that day, or next day, around 1 p.m., there's reports of a shooting that happened. That turned out to be Samuel Sharpe that we're learning more and more about. We went to the vigil that night. Hung out with the community, talked to them. If you see, there's also a live stream of that. The Black String Triage Ensemble came out and played. I was trying to remember if I remember. The website should be in the previous live. You can see it there. Again, never experienced that, and I guess they come out to police shootings or losses of life. And when I asked the conductor sort of like how often do they come out, he just looked exhausted and didn't really like the question. I honestly feel that's understandable. And was just like, I can't even talk about it. Let's go look at our website. It's all listed there. So we went to the website. You can kind of see how many times they've been showing up. And from there, we learned in that area that there was Samuel was a well-known community member, pretty well loved from what we understood, what we were hearing, and that they felt that the way they saw this go down was kind of different from what we're seeing. They saw the whole thing unfold, and they all just said that it was shocking. It was described as they walked down Samuel. The police officers, when they started shooting, started walking towards them until their guns clicked, and then turned on the onlookers, aimed their guns at them, and started screaming at them to get out. Two of the people told us that when they turned to look at the onlookers, that they heard guns click. That's what they said, and that's why I'm curious if they do release the full context of this video of when they turned, what happened then, and then the police moved everyone back. You can see all these police lines. You got police bike crews. They're all just kind of ready to, I would assume, kettle this. They went anywhere different. But we're heading back to where it started, which is across on the other side of the river. Again, I'm pretty sure we're in the security zone, but there's like 2 different layers to it. This is a softer sort of like once you're in here, your right's a road. The right's, a road, and then once you go behind that fence, like you just don't have nothing, You can get stopped whenever they want. And that's because this is a national special security event. And this march this press conference that was trying to bring attention to Samuel Sharpe, but also the killing of Devontae Mitchell, who was killed at the Hyatt where we just went to by employees there. I don't know that story at all. I'm just kind of learning about that as we're on this march together. So definitely look it up on your own. But we're gonna head back and probably close it out. We wanted to just kind of like see this again. If you've been following us, or if you're indigenous, like this is a common occurrence in our communities of loss of life through violence from police, and a life has been lost. I think people also forget that, where there's someone's trying to like count the score of like what was the best one. That's regardless of what it was, they have a family, friends who are also going to experience this loss, and so we wanted to come and just share that space with the community and understanding, and just show you what's going on here. Again, we want to come to the Republican National Convention because everyone's going to see what happens inside, almost certainly. Everyone's in there, they're interviewing everybody, the platform is huge, and so we're out here on the outside to show you what's going on the outside, and what's going on the outside is like people have been killed, people are marching, people are upset, even the community itself, like I've been saying, that the businesses aren't being like as busy as they were told, because everyone's in this area. They're not going to be on the outside of this area. They're little security zones where they're going to hang out, party. And that's what the delegates do. It's like a big, their side of the political spectrum has been designed party for them. They're just going to celebrate themselves. And you get to watch that. You're watching that on TV every night. So again, we just wanted to be out here, show you what was going on. Just to give you an idea of what's on the outside. Again, I think you probably have a better view of it. And so, at the press conference we were at, I was on the journey of walking and talking. The family member said that Samuel, I just learned this too with you, had MS, which is a debilitating disease, a terminal disease. Had it for sounded like over a decade, and had lesions in his brain, on his spine. Had no more balance, barely was able to move, had been being threatened by this other person that they said was documented in conversations on Facebook where Samuel was asking for help, not sure how to deal with it. Because again, Samuel wasn't very strong. He has this terminal disease. We know what MS is. It's very, very debilitating. And so just trying to deal with this. It sounded like they said that he had tried to reach out to the police. I don't know. It sounded like I heard that in the press conference. And nothing had been done. And so what the family was saying was that what we saw on the video that was released was actually Samuel trying to defend himself from this person who had been telling him that was going to kill him. Again, words to the press conference. You can go back and look at it. And when the police were yelling, and there's no way they could probably even hear him because nobody was stopping, is what they're saying. And that first step, it looks like Samuel was lunging, was actually him trying to catch his balance because he doesn't walk very well, doesn't move very fast, and doesn't have very much balance. And that's actually where we're watching happen. And the family was like, if they had waited like one more second, Samuel would probably just stood up straight. But he can't stand up straight quickly because he had this disease. I don't know. That's really devastating. I just wanted to make sure I try to recap that for you again. I know people are just joining. Again, we're in Milwaukee. These things are occurring here. They're occurring in Rapid City. They're occurring in Minneapolis. I've been in this march in Minneapolis many times. And so just wanted to show you what was going on here. And we'll just go ahead and finish this march out. I'll stop talking and I'll see if there's any questions.
Gun those killer cops.
Okay, people just joining. We're here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Outside the RNC 2024, right now, delegates are gathering inside. I'm sure there's speeches. They're celebrating. Outside, there is a march that went to the Hyatt. Started with a press conference calling for justice for Devontae Mitchell and Samuel Sharpe Jr. Devontae Mitchell's 2 weeks ago. We're just learning about it now. Samuel Sharpe was just a couple days ago. And people have mobilized this march to just bring attention and just make people know this is going on. And again, we try to like talk about that. The family was talking about the narrative of what's being shared. That this is a knife-wielding criminal, and they're like there was a person defending themselves who had MS, who had been being harassed for days, and that's what the police walked on. And they're asking for full context of before and after what occurred, not just this final this is a short video they saw. They want to see what happened before, what happened afterwards, and they want the context of what had been occurring to Samuel before that event happened. And they said that he was defending himself, that he was disabled, had MS, had no balance, wasn't able to move fast, and somebody had been after him for a while. And just that day, somebody had given him some sort of way to defend himself. It sounded like two paring knives is what we were told. And now if you've watched that video, you've seen it. And the family also said, like, when you see that video, look at that first step, and that's Samuel stumbling because he doesn't have balance. He had brain lesions from MS, lesions on his spine from MS, and he wasn't able to balance that well. And so I know when you watch that, they just know that was what was going on. That's what that first step looks like it does. And again, this is an organization. This is a common occurrence to our communities as well. And this black and brown communities, indigenous communities deal with this disproportionately. And we just wanted to be here to show you what's going on in Milwaukee, which again seems very similar to what's going on everywhere.
Y'all want to close us out with some words? Can y'all close us out with some words? Show some love to Devontae Mitchell's family, y'all. Show some love to Sam Sharpe's family, y'all. All right, gather around, y'all. We do this for the families. So everybody pay attention. They're going to close us out. Whoever wants to say some words.
This is all the energy that we ask for. This is all we can ever ask for. We're not asking for monetary effort.
Yeah.
We just need presence. That's it. We don't want presence. We want presence. That might go over your head a little bit, but we want presence, not presence. We don't need people around to maximize off this tragedy as an opportunity to gain voters, to gain attention, monetary support. We don't need it. We prefer change. We need change. We deserve change. We're tired, but we'll never go to rest. We'll never put this to rest until it is at rest. Because we've been fighting all our lives, all our families. We've been doing this for eons, and it still hasn't stopped. It's 2024, and it still hasn't stopped. It's crazy. But one thing we can say, we are extremely grateful. We have gratitude. We sincerely appreciate every single person here, whether it's holding a microphone, holding a sign, being a different face, being a different race. It matters. They expect it to be just one color, one size, but we come in all different shapes and sizes. It only matters what's in the inside. And I'm gonna keep it frank. Them some sick, evil sons of bitches, I swear.
Yep. Hell yeah. Yeah.
So from here on out, we gotta stay united. undivided, and locked in on the main goal, and that's to get justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell.
Sam Sharpe.
Sam Sharpe.
Justice for who?
Samuel Sharpe.
Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell.
Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell.
We can't even choose. We can't even choose one over the other, because they both mean the same. They matter. They both matter to us equally. Thank you.
Justice, we appreciate everybody coming out here. I'm Rendell Jones, the youngest brother of Devontae Mitchell. I'm going to miss my big brother so dearly. I appreciate all the love and support that he got out here right now. I know he just smiling for everybody that's really fighting for his name right now. And I appreciate y'all coming to help fight with my family. Because y'all didn't know Devontae Mitchell, but we did, you know. But I appreciate the love y'all giving him like y'all knew him his whole life. And that really matters for sure. So justice for my big brother. We're going to get it. We're going to keep fighting for it. Justice for
Devontae Mitchell.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I'm Devontae's cousin, Andre. All these beautiful people behind me, these are my cousins.
Mitchell gang gang.
We love each other. Devontae came from love. He loved people. Can everybody do me a favor out there with just hold them cameras? Look to the person on the left and right of you. Seriously. We have to start seeing each other as family. Blood or not. Because I'm going to tell you this, and let me be clear about when I say this. We appreciate the people that was able to capture that on camera when it happened, but we don't need 10 people holding cameras. We need somebody to start putting these phones down and jump in and interject and intervene in what's going on. Because I'm not going to sit and record while my family is being murdered. None of us are going to sit back and watch while any of y'all are being murdered. But like we just said over there, justice for one is justice for all. Put these phones down and protect ourselves, because these racist cops and security are not going to protect us. All right? So justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell.
Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell.
Thank y'all. Oh, one last thing. Think about this. We done seen people get convicted quicker for animal cruelty. And if you don't believe me, leave a dog in the car on a 90-degree day and see how fast you get convicted and sent to jail. Think about that. Those 4 individuals killed my cousin and went home and slept in their own bed the same night. Nothing happened to them. And we still waiting.
They still sleeping.
Still waiting.
Some 5 cops that killed.
There's 2 different justice systems going on. It's been going on. And one that doesn't favor people of color. And that has to stop. Thank y'all.
I just want to thank you all for coming out today. You know, we see a lot of new faces from when we first started doing this protest, and we really do appreciate it. You know, like they said, we speak louder in numbers. So we need all you. We need more of you to come out and walk with us and support us and help us, you know, through these chants and get justice. So we appreciate it. We really do appreciate everyone that's out here. We fight for justice for my brother, for Devontae. We also fight for justice for Samuel Sharpe. You know, he deserved what he got. You know, his family sat up here and described his whole life. And we got cops from out of town that came up here and killed him. I bet you those cops on the plane right now on their way home to go sleep and comfortably with their families, while his family's here and still grieving and mourning. And still no one's arrested for that. No one's arrested for my brother. No one's arrested for Samuel. When is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? We need change, and we need change now. So we thank y'all. We need more people, you know, everyone that's watching at home, come on out here with us. You know, this could have been one of your family members, could have been your brother, your father, your uncle, your cousin, anybody. You know, we need to fight together. Justice for Devontae, justice for Samuel Sharpe. Thank y'all.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting my nephew, Samuel Sharpe, and Devontae Mitchell. We just have to stop promoting fear and having everyone so afraid of everyone. We know fear sells, especially for the media. We know that even today, some things are going to be taken out of context. People are going to make it worse than what it is. But we really have to stop because my nephew was being bullied. He was being harassed. And I really hope that that guy that he was fighting feels so good about himself for trying to fight a man that was handicapped. And he knew it. That's why he was taunting him as he walked backwards, because he knew he probably couldn't even catch him. It's just a shame. We need to stop crying on each other as well, because it's just a shame. And we all just need to stop. Just stop being fearful. Stop believing everything the media is telling you. Stop letting them divide us. It's just too many of us mixed. Hell, since I checked, DNA said everything came from black. So why are we hating each other when our colors are different complexions? We're still just human. If I got shot by the police, I would have died just like him. If someone white would have got shot by him, they would have died just like him. So we need to stop all of this racism and start just being people. We are different people. We come from different places, different homes, different families. It's ridiculous. It needs to stop, because my nephew did not have to get gunned down by 5 police officers, and you shot him in his back 27 times, and the bullets on the wall. It's like he was a target practice. I'm not saying that he was always great, and yes, he was wrong for having knives, but he was trying to defend himself from that bully. Stop bullying. Stop being black on black crime. Just stop. Stop thinking that we're the ones to fear all the time because maybe we're bigger, as Dante was, or just because of our complexion. That man was a gentle giant as far as I know, and they took him down like he was King Kong or something. You know, it just don't make sense. We need to just start fighting for the right things, and the right things is for all of us to learn to get along in this world. And that's all I got to say.
All right.
Go to video.
Devontae Mitchell. Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell.
Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell.
Justice for who?
Devontae Mitchell.
Samuel Sharpe. Justice for who?
Samuel Sharpe.
Justice for who?
Samuel Sharpe.
Justice for who?
Samuel Sharpe.
All right, thank y'all so much. Have a blessed day. Thank you all.
Again, thanks for joining us. We are outside the Republican National Convention. We're going to go ahead and take this down now. We just wanted to bring you out here. Oh, this say that. Again, you heard the story there. I repeated it a few times. Definitely look back, and let's keep following our feed. We'll try to update you if we can. We're not going to be here much longer. We're just here for the Republican National Convention. We want to be on the outside just to show you what's going on the outside. You're going to get plenty of coverage of what's going on the inside. On the outside, police from out of town have taken a life. There's people trying to fight for justice for lives that have already been taken before they even got here. And you heard that story. I definitely, I'm a bit shook. I don't know. It was pretty heavy. But happy to be able to be here and support how we can, amplify how we can, hang out with the community how we can. Again, we spent time at the visual, talked to folks. And so you can look at that coverage. We were on the big march. And let's keep following along. We'll be going to the DNC as well, I'm pretty sure. And we'll try to give you a little summary of what we saw here, mostly on the outside, talking to the community members. Like I said, you can watch it all live on the inside. I'm glad we can give this to you. We'll see you again. My name is Lorenzo Serna, Director of Tactical Media. My pronouns are they, them. I'm Chicane. Much love. We'll talk soon.
They don't know. They don't know. It's fine.